Hello and welcome back to Epic Blob Battles. Today we are going to see a battle between Dithmarschen and Deccan. So the first battle is of course on Age of Discovery, so technology number 5, and as Deccan can be formed on technology number 20, you can see here we are going to have Bachmann, so the main nation to form Deccan. You can see that both stacks are 30 infantry and 20 cavalry. On the morale, Bachmann is receiving plus 15% from the religion, while Dithmarschen they are receiving 10% from the ideas, 5% from the government form, and 5% from the mission. There is no change on the discipline, while on the combat abilities, Bachmann is receiving plus 10% infantry compatibility from government reform, plus 10% cavalry compatibility from ideas, and 10% from the freaking estate. In the meantime, Dithmarschen is receiving 10% infantry compatibility from the ideas. On other bonuses, Bachmann is receiving minus 10% shock damage received and plus 10% shock from of course the religion, while Dithmarschen is receiving minus 10% shock damage received from the ideas. In the meantime, on the pips, you can see that pips of both countries are pretty low, but still Hindu pips are slightly better. So in my opinion, this battle will be really close, but still I think Bachmann should definitely win that.
Round 1, fight!
Okay, so Bachmann is starting with some advantage in this encounter, and the second battle is of course on Age of Reformation, so technology number 16. You can see the stacks are adjusted, so we have finally some artillery here. On the morale you can see that Dithmarschen became Protestant, so they received plus 5% of morale from it, and plus 10% from a government reform. On the discipline, Deccan is receiving plus 5% from the government reform, while Dithmarschen is receiving plus 2.5% from the religion. There is no change in the combat abilities and other bonuses, while on the pips you can see that infantry of Dithmarschen is slightly better, while Bachmann has pretty big advantage on the cavalry. So in my opinion, this battle will be even closer than the first one, and Dithmarschen might even win that. Just look on this morale advantage. Let's see it.
Round 2, fight!
Okay, so this encounter is becoming really interesting, and on the third battle, so Age of Absolutism, so technology number 23, we are finally having Deccan. And as you can see, they are receiving plus 20% force limit from the ideas, so they have 20 more units. On the morale you can see that they are receiving plus 10% from the new ideas. There is no change on Dithmarschen here. On the discipline, Deccan is receiving plus 5% from the new ideas, plus 5% from offensive ideas, and plus 5% from absolutism. In the meantime, Dithmarschen is receiving plus 5% from the offensive ideas and plus 2.5% from absolutism, because remember, the maximum absolutism is way lower because they are a republic. On the combat abilities, Deccan is receiving plus 10% infantry compatibility and they lose 10% of cavalry compatibility, while there is no change in the Dithmarschen. There is also no change in other bonuses, while on the pips, they both have same pips on infantry, while Dithmarschen has pretty big advantage on the cavalry. So in my opinion, this battle will be pretty close, but not that much as the previous ones, and Deccan should definitely win that.
Round 3. Fight!
So Age of Revolution is going to be the last change for Dithmarschen to even win this encounter. You can see the stacks are adjusted, the morale is increased by the technology, and Dithmarschen is receiving plus 10% of it from plutocratic ideas because they can't get aristocratic ideas. On the discipline there is no change. On the combat abilities, Deccan is receiving plus 10% bonus to the cavalry from aristocratic ideas. There is no change on the other bonuses, while on the peeps, just look at it, the advantage of Dithmarschen on this point is enormous. So Deccan is still a favorite of this encounter, but advantage of Dithmarschen on morale and peeps is so huge that they might make actually some surprise here.
Round 4. Fight!
Okay, so this was way closer than I thought, so congratulations to Deccan for going to the next round, where they'll be fighting with freaking Russia. It will be a hell of a fight. So in the next week we are going to see a battle between Mysore and Shimazu. Another amazing fight, the last fight of this round. See you soon.